channel live for the Labor Day weekend. Right now, I'm babysitting smoked ribs that I'm doing the 3-2-1 method. If we get a bunch of people in the chat or on here, I'll go show what the ribs look like. But basically, the 3-2-1 method is you take some baby back ribs. I got about, 8 pounds, and you put a spice rub on them. There are many recipes online, and then you cut them up into manageable segments, and then you put them in a smoker. You smoke them for about 3 hours at about 200 degrees, 180 to 200 degrees, low and slow. You put wood chips in there that you soak with water. I use a mix of hickory, mesquite, and cherry. In addition, what you do is you put water in there to keep the moisture in the smoker. You preheat the smoker about 20 minutes. After it's preheated, you take the ribs that you've cut and you put the spice rub on, and you put them bone side down, and you put them in the smoker. You let them smoke for about 3 hours. Then you take them out and you wrap them in tin foil, or we use tin foil pans that we cover the top with. When you cover the top of the pans, you put apple juice in, a mixture of apple juice and brown sugar, and you marinate them in that, and then you put them back in the smoker for another 2 hours and let them cook. Then you take them out of that mixture, then you put them back in the smoker for another hour, bone side down. The last 20 or 30 minutes that you're smoking the ribs, you take them out and baste them, if you like, with the barbecue sauce of your choice. I like Ray's original hickory smoked barbecue. So then you baste the ribs, you let them smoke for another half hour, and that is the 3-2-1 method for smoking ribs. And you take them out, you tin them, you let them sit for a few minutes. They fall right off the bone. They're finger looking good. They're wonderful to enjoy. So I wanted to share with everybody on my channel. Someone stole your mustache. Yeah, I don't have a mustache. I haven't had a mustache since I was 29. Shaved it off. That was about 30 years ago. Yep. This live is about, I'm going to show you. I'm babysitting for Labor Day weekend. Smoked baby back ribs. Hey, Wyatt, how you doing? Check this out. How good do those look? Low and slow, man, low and slow. You cook them for 3 hours at about 200 degrees, 180 to 200 degrees, low and slow. Okay? We put a secret spice rub on them, cumin, pepper, salt, a couple other things. You can look up your favorite online. And you put them in the smoker. You let them smoke for 180 to 200 degrees for 3 hours. Then you take them out and you put them in, I put them in a pan with apple juice and brown sugar. Tent them with tin foil. Now 200 degrees for 3 hours, now it's smoked, dude. I have water in there and hickory chips. I am cooking baby back ribs. Baby back ribs with the 3-2-1 method. It's awesome. Basically what happens is when you cook them, okay, this way, and smoke's not coming out right now the hole because I opened it up. You cook for 3 hours low and slow between 180 and 200 degrees. And once you cook them that way, they build a nice char. And then to get them all nice and moist, hello, what you do is you put them in a pan with apple juice and brown sugar, and you tent them. You cook them and smoke them for another 2 hours. And you take them out of that, you put them back in the smoker for another hour, okay? And then about the last half hour, you put your Ray's barbecue sauce. I mean, check this out. Those are gonna be such good eating. There's my water, there's my smoker, wood chips. And make sure we lock this back up without me burning myself. Yeah, hold on a second. All right. That's an important part of the process, keeping the smoker closed. And you have your temperature control there. And hopefully we'll get that back up. You want it between 180 and 200 degrees for 3 hours. So that's what this live's about. How to smoke ribs 3, 2, 1. My garage, kind of messy, and just hanging out. Baby back, baby back, baby back ribs, baby. I'm making the world's famous My Camping Adventures baby back ribs with the 3, 2, 1 method and my secret spice. And I'll probably do a video later on how they turned out. Wish you guys can all be here eating them. So yeah, that's what this video is about. And see who wants to pop on. What are you guys doing for, well, if you're in the US, what are you doing for Labor Day weekend? Hopefully you're not working. Hey, by the way, if you guys have not, if you can subscribe. No pork ribs, dude. From a pig. I'm sorry, Jaden Velez, that you're working, but I appreciate whatever you're doing because I'm sure it's helping somebody out. Thank God I have the day off and I could do some videos and live stream with you guys. This is my my joy. Yeah, no, not into the cannibalism stuff, believe me. I don't even like blood. The sight of blood. Although I've cut myself before. South India. Some of you guys may not eat pork. We were going to do smoked chickens. I'm doing smoked chickens tomorrow since I did all the work of getting the smoker out. We got 2 chickens and we're going to put a rub on them and smoke them, and they don't take as long. They're so good. They're tender, they fall apart, they're flavorful, they're easy to make. My wife didn't want to do the ribs and the chicken at the same time. Aswan, nice to have you from India. If you can, subscribe. Unfortunately, in this country, generally, there's not wild pigs going around for me to spear and slaughter. So, no, actually, I went to a place called Sam's Club, and we went yesterday before all the crazy people go last minute, before Labor Day, and pick all the ribs and everything, and then you get like the last one left that looks kind of bad. So, no, I did not slaughter it myself. I went to the store. Cut the plastic off, put the rub on, chop them up with electric knife, put them on a pan, and put them in. Yeah, there's a special spice rub that you season them with. You can probably look it up or Google it. Look up the spice rub for the barbecued ribs 3-2-1 method. Our friend gave us the recipe. I think it has like, I don't know, there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. I know there's pepper. I know there's salt. I know there's, yeah, I don't want to give you the wrong recipe. Look it up. Yeah, we do too. I'm not quite sure what the spice mix is, but yeah, the key is you rub that spice in, mix really, really good in. Then you put it in that smoker. I use a mix of hickory, mesquite, and cherry wood that I soak, and then you put it in the smoker, and then you let the smoke start. You run it about 20 minutes, get it up to about 200 degrees, and then once you put the rub on the ribs and rub it in, you put it in and you let them soak for 20 minutes. I mean, let them cook for 3 hours. Then we take them out. We put them in a pan, and we put them in a pan with apple juice and brown sugar. And then you smoke them and let them cook in that pan at about 225 degrees, 200, 225 degrees for about another 2 hours. Then you take it out and you put them back in the smoker for another hour, and then you slather your barbecue sauce on about a half hour in. So we're up about 200 degrees, exactly kind of where we want to be. Now, what I could do, see that little light? There. Just gonna put it on a notch. Okay, now that should stay at about 200 degrees, right where we want it. This is the hole. The smoke will come out. I had a rough night sleeping last night, but I'm here. And my job is to babysit these ribs and make videos. Yeah, I would. This is kind of my hobby. Everybody for about 10 years said, hey, you should record your stuff and all the stuff that you do, and people would watch your crazy adventures. Like, I did a mystery shop at Dollar General yesterday, and all the crap fell out of the shelf live. I got that on video. I drove around to do the Jeep ones, and it flies off. So whatever happens, happens. Well, that's a good question, Aswan. I appreciate that. My wife helped me with the ribs. She's inside where it's cooler. My son worked last night, and he's sleeping. And then I think he's going out with friends, a college guy here. So hopefully it's just probably my wife and myself. Maybe he'll come back a little later around dinner time. These will be ready in about 5 hours. 5.5 hours. And then our friends are doing other things, so it's just us and, well, you guys. Aswin, I appreciate you more than you know, because guess what? After being married 26 years, my wife doesn't want to listen to anything I have to say. Well, normal stuff, but I like to chat about things. I like to look into things. When I hike, I like to go around the corner. I like to lay in a hammock. I like to drink tropical fruity drinks. I like to go kayaking. I like to go e-biking. I like to talk to interesting people. Aswin, you just asked my favorite questions. What is your favorite food? Actually, I'm sorry, Aswin. It's 27 years. I miscounted. Yeah, so 27 years and counting. My favorite food, I always used to ask that question on these lives. If you're on a desert island and you have one meal and you could eat all that meal forever, and then you can get as much of that as you want. I mean, you could eat other stuff, but that's a meal you can get anytime you want. What would it be? People have interesting answers to that. Some say, well, pizza or this or that. I always had a favorite meal, and it was like a medium rare ribeye steak or bone-in ribeye, okay, with a twice baked potato, and then they put the butter and the sour cream and the pepper on it, and then the asparagus that you cook in the oil and you put a little cracked pepper on it, and then cheesecake for dessert, and a Manhattan or a creme brulee. That would be my favorite meal. I also like mostly everything else except for beets, and I don't know why. I really am craving, and you could probably help me out with that, Indian butter chicken, because it sounds good, but I never had it. And we were in the store, and they had, I kid you not, Indian butter flavor chickpea pizza. And I wanted to get it, but I knew my wife wouldn't let me. Yeah, well, once you get a woman, then you gotta, live with her, and she's gotta live with you. That's the hard part, and uh, all good. At least you got somebody to eat ribs with. Aswan, I like you too, and that's kind of the point of this channel. You're in India. I'm sitting here in northwestern Pennsylvania, and we're chatting. All these other channels are like, "Hey, let's have me talk about something and pontificate." And there are serious things going on in the world right now, and neither you or I gonna have much say over them. But we can at least see what's going on. And there's a lot of things that we have in common. A, we like to eat. B, we generally like to have some joy. C, we like to go outdoors. D, we like to talk to people. We like to feel worthwhile. So those are all things we could share and have in common. And I think there's a concerted effort in the world to drive us all apart and separate us. And I'm this old white guy, and you're in India, and yeah, blah, blah, blah. I judge people by two things. One, are you a Karen that complains about everything and makes everybody else's life miserable because you're miserable? Or do you try and be a little light or a little joy, help somebody out, and try and have some joy in your life and enjoy it? And, well, try and do good. And, that's what I think. Yeah, my son's in college right now, Aswan, so my vacations are, we just went to the German Fest yesterday and pretended we were in Germany, even though I'm Sicilian. So I'll tell you what, you subscribe, Aswan, and if I ever come to India, we'll hook up. You can buy me some butter chicken. How's that sound? Eh. If you ever come to the U.S., you let me know, and I think you're good people. As long as you are, I'll buy you a steak. How's that sound? Pedro, Milo. Uh, let's see. I'm trying to remember my high school Spanish. ¿Cómo estás? How are you? Hey, I made a friend today. It was worth getting up. I have to tell you this, as when people around here, I don't know, last couple of years, they're not like they used to be. They're so like, I don't know, it's an 80s word that you won't know, gnarly. Everybody's like all cranky and Karen-y, and I have a job where I have to take care of people all the time, and so my only joy is like going outdoors, or I started this YouTube channel to have some fun and to meet wonderful people like you. And it's like I'm just tired of the world making us all gnarly and kind of cranky and Karen-y, okay? I'm just tired of that. So I'd rather sit out here in my chair, smoke my ribs, talk with you guys in India and I assume Mexico or Spain. Hey, I see Corinthians. First Corinthians, yep. For God so loved the world, man. Hey, my son just started college here, Aswan. He's a freshman this year, and I'm kind of nervous about paying for it. They jacked everything up so much. So I did, not you, believe me, not you. I did put a PayPal link on my channel if anybody wants to donate towards the channel. And then I would promise to use that for the channel, for adventures, for buying gear. I did spend $400 and a GoPro to help make videos. And I travel to the forest and all these other places. I've been sick recently, and it's like, I enjoy doing it, but every couple people said, "Hey, I'd like to donate. How do I do that?" So, I don't know. I looked it up on a YouTube video, put a PayPal link on there. If anybody wants to donate towards the channel, it's there. But by all means, I don't want anything from anybody unless they have it to do and it doesn't hurt them or their family or anybody else in any way. And they enjoy doing it. And of course, like I said, I'll use it for the channel. Oh, Aswan, you'd cry if I told you how much it is here. With all the discounts and everything else, it's like $16,000 US a year. When I went to college back in the 80s, I graduated in 1990. It was $5,500 a year, and my family was poor, so we ended up paying about $1,550 out of pocket. I graduated with a degree in marketing and communications. I was a disc jockey, and I've worked pretty much every day of my life except for 2 weeks for the past 40 years. But, you know, when a quarter pounder with cheese here is now $10 and 5 years ago it was $5 and you're making the same, that's kind of why people are surly. Should have sent my son to live with you. Yeah. Hey, Aswan, I'm going to tell you something. Figure out something you like to do that people will hire you for and that maybe you can enjoy doing, and do it. All I got to say, Aswan, is having you on this chat so far has been the highlight of my day, other than the ribs. And, you know, here's the thing. There's all this crap reality TV on, and people are so busy in their lives. It's kind of nice to just kind of hang out and talk with people all over the world. It's a beautiful day out. Check it out. It's beautiful out. Heard 10,000 birds. Don't know what's up with that. Let's go check the smoker. If I hypothesized correctly, dude, spot on, 200 degrees, low and slow. I'm hoping a little more smoke comes out soon. I do see a little. In a while, we're gonna have some really good baby back ribs. My messy garage. Yeah, I hear ya. And I got today and tomorrow, and then, as you say, back to reality. But you know what? You are a joy, Aswan, and I hope that you subscribe to my channel and that you enjoy some of my videos. There's two I want you to watch. Mystery hike, or a creepy hike at Hector Falls, and then follow up the creepy hike at Hector Falls. The smoke, I like mixed cherry sweet. Mesquite has kind of a nice smoky flavor to it, and hickory is just a good general wood to use. So I mix all three. And you have to soak them in water first so they smoke and smolder, and then you put water in there. And no, cooking them in 200 degrees and smoking them with water in there, they're all like moist. They form a char outside, but they're all like moist. Pepsi's Place. Hey, Pepsi's Place. Hello to Pepsi's Place. No, sir, I have not. I have one rule in the chat that you keep your comments cordial, respectful, positive, intelligent, and enlightening. Actually, I'm Pepsi's place. I have to be honest with you. I like Coke better than Pepsi. I hate to say it, but, well, I'm that generation. There's an old Saturday Night Live skit back from the 70s for anybody who knows that show. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, not ready for primetime players. They would walk into this little restaurant in New York after doing their TV, and they would ask for a Coke. And the guy would go, cheeseburger, cheeseburger, no Coke, Pepsi. That was such a famous comedy sketch because this place didn't sell Coke, they sold Pepsi. All they sold was cheeseburgers, no hamburgers. So no matter what you'd order, you'd say cheeseburger, cheeseburger, no Coke, Pepsi. I know. All right. I have to tell you, there are some Pepsi flavors I like better. I like the cherry Pepsi better, and I like some of the flavored ones better. Pepsi's sweeter. It depends really on what climate you're in. And I will agree with you, the regular Coke is less sweet and it's more harsh, and Pepsi's sweeter. So it's like Ford and Chevy. There's nobody that's really wrong. I've been drinking the Coke Zero and the Cherry Coke Zero, so that's what I'm kind of liking now. And in Australia, they call it bloke Coke. Yeah, see, I can go either way. I can go with Cherry Coke. I can go with cherry. Yeah, my favorite. If I had to order a Pepsi, it'd be a Cherry Pepsi. And you're right, that is the best. What I'm drinking out of my hydro flask right now. And I did a short on this. Check this out. This fell off of my Jeep, rolled into the road, bounced. Okay, I do shit like this. Bounced. Rolled into the grass. I went back and found it later because these bottles are like $30. It's still good. So I did a video on this one tough bottle. I have lemonade in there right now because it's freaking hot out. What do you like to drink, Aswan? What's the Indian drink? I know you guys, we have a vision of you guys all drinking like, what is it, chai latte or tea but what's the ice cold, refreshing drink that you guys all like in India? Anyway, this is the My Camping Adventures channel. I try and keep these live streams about 30 minutes. Yeah, the problem is you guys get fresh juice and milk products. They're all trying to poison us here with store-bought stuff with additives. I bought a it's a high caffeinated coffee yesterday to drink today if I needed to stay awake. Had a rough night last night, trying to sleep. It was $3. Yep, and I'm going to tell you something. That's just like Italians. Okay, I'm Sicilian. My dad, rest his soul, used to say, he used to joke, he used to say, Sicilians had a saying. They said Sicily was the football that Italy used to kick around. So I'm Sicilian, I'm half Sicilian, and I'm half Czechoslovakian. Interesting mix. I eat good food. Hello, Zayden. I played soccer back in the day. I had to quit when I was a junior in high school because I stopped growing and everybody else kept getting taller and faster. And I was born premature, so I don't get oxygen very well. Bellio, hello. Don't know what that is. Keep it cordial and happy, or at least nice. Anyway, yeah, no, I was a halfback left wing. I played in grade school up and through my sophomore year of high school. And one time I got kicked so hard in my shin that my shin guard broke. I flew up and over the guy that kicked me and landed on my back. That explains a lot. Yeah, we all do right now. So, I just wanted to say I was going to cut out a little bit ago. I'm trying to keep these 30 minutes. This is the My Camping Adventures channel. I'm making baby back ribs for the Labor Day weekend. Wish you could all be here and have some. Please like, click, share, and subscribe. And I'll be going live again possibly or making a video later when they're done.